Hey, everybody. I'm here with a quick story on D.L. Hughley. Now, listen, T.I. and Tiny's son, King Harris, he got into it with his parents the other day at the football game in the nice plush box that they had. Okay, they went back and forth at each other. But King has been acting out for a while now, right? And is he really trying to say something that maybe the parents are just not hearing? Well, D.L. Hughley said, King is disrespectful because everybody's weighing in on this situation. Now, let me get a minute here. Let me share this screen with y'all and let's hear what D.L. has to say. Because he's saying it's an insult to his parents, what King Harris did. Hold on now. Let's play this. I meant to skip the hold on.
T.I.'s son,
right.
King, had
right.
He was basically saying that he went through a lot of struggles. Right. His mom and dad are like live. It's live. And while they're in a suite, mind you, but basically saying he's been through all these struggles, and his mom and dad are like, yo, you had a silver spoon. I saw it.
And the thing about it is, I've known T.I. and Tiny for a long time, and I've watched how hard they work, and I watch how hard they value their family. And to have somebody that you work so hard and sacrifice for to shit all over your memory and your accomplishment for clicks is insulting. When we grew up, we actually grew up in the circumstances they romanticized about it. But were that great. It was the inspiration for T.I. getting out of there and Tiny getting out of there. Yes, it inspired them artistically, but you don't want your children to grow up in the same stuff. No parent would want their children to have it as hard as they did. When we grew up, we were poor, but the one thing you could do, what you couldn't do, is tell a black woman that her kids were dirty or they weren't taken care of. And that's exactly what he's doing now. He's insulting the effort they put into raising him. Just for clicks. For what? For what?
Right.
You're only famous because he's famous.
Right.
You're famous. You're in that box, shitting all over his memory because he's famous, and you're doing it for what? So you can be famous.
Yeah.
You're famous because your daddy's famous, and most generally, this is an old ancient proverb. Famous don't usually have roaches. You grew up on a reality show. I bet I didn't see no Red or Decon in the corners.
Hey. Look, man,
if you grew up in the reality show, there was a roach on there, it was a paid actor.
Well, you came up the hard way, and you got kids, how do you manage that? I'm sure your kids probably didn't talk like that, but there's probably been moments where you're like, hey, you got it good.
There have been moments, obviously, when you didn't felt that they were sufficiently appreciative of what you've done for them.
Right.
But I think in the end, my children are much older than he is now, and I think in the end, he'll understand how silly what he's doing is.
Ooh, well, that's a whole nother perspective. I may have to tap into this topic on a trending topic on Thursday. Okay? Because he's saying that King pretty much went live when he was having this debate with his parents for the clicks and the views. And now only reason why we know King Harris is because your parents are famous. And he said he's pissing on the hard work that his parents did. And for what? Some clicks and some views. But that sure is another side to this situation. Listen, guys, we're going to get more into this story right after this. right, let me go ahead and share screen so we can get right into this. Ooh. So T.I. and Tiny's son insulted them. Only roaches he knew were paid actors. That's what D.L. Hughley said, okay? So he said, hold on one second, because I'm not going to play it. D.L. Hughley's advising T.I. and Tiny's son King to listen to the voice of reason and understand why his meltdown during an Atlanta's Falcons game is embarrassing to his parents. TMZ Hip Hop caught up with D.L. Hughley Monday at LAX, where he called King's outburst, insisting he grew up half poor, absolutely insulting to Tips and Tiny's lifetime accomplishments. Okay. And if you didn't see this video of King, you know, and his parents going back and forth, I did a video earlier. You can click on it and watch it. I'm not going to play it again. Okay. So King ended up in his father's headlock inside their luxury suite at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The end result of King claiming he knew about the trap life from growing up at his grandma's house and even experienced roaches crawling on his face. DL says King grew up a reality TV star via VH1's The Family Hustle and says any roaches he encountered were actually paid actors. As a father himself, DL thinks King's words cut even deeper than they seemed in the video. He says all decent parents take pride in their kids being fed and clean, and DL says King's childhood passes that test with flying colors. DL tells us his own kids wouldn't dream of spewing any such disrespect. He says they're older now and they know better. King was still fuming on social media a day after squaring off with his parents, but DL is certain he'll eventually come around and see how silly all of this is. He's rich, for crying out loud. And you know what? That's what many people are saying. There's no way that King Harris suffered even at his grandma's house. I highly doubt. I highly doubt. I mean, Tiny loves her mother, right? I highly doubt he was over there slumming it over at grandma's, okay? Because Tiny's mom is the reason why Escape got a lot of those royalty checks. I just don't see it. Now, do I think that King got some issues going on? Oh, absolutely he does, right? Do I think that they need to kind of try to figure out what is going on? What's the underlying issue? I absolutely do. And that's why I said they need family counseling. They need family counseling. But do I think that everything he was saying is true and warranted? No, I don't think he had roaches crawling on his face. Not at all. But listen, guys, what do you think about what D.L. Hughley has said? Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. Do you think that King Harris was being straight up disrespectful? Do you understand as a parent what D.L. Hughley is saying? And do you think that one day King Harris is going to regret all of these things that he has said to his parents, about his parents, and about his upbringing? Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. Chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next video.